Thank you for joining us today for a special training aimed to empower all 130,000 plus Amphenolians from around the globe to think and to work safely. Our training will cover Amphenol's culture and commitment to protecting worker health and safety, reinforcement of key concepts, including hazard recognition, control, and communication, and 8 key principles that, when acted upon, keep you and your fellow colleagues safe while in the workplace and beyond. In the words of Adam Norwitt, President and CEO, at Amphenol, our entrepreneurial culture and our exceptional people remain the foundation of our long-term success. A key hallmark of our Amphenolian culture is that our people around the world hold themselves accountable for how their actions impact others, including our customers and suppliers, their fellow Amphenolians, and the communities in which we operate. Our people remain our most important asset, and protecting and ensuring their safety remains a critical priority for us. This is beautifully echoed in Amphenol's health and safety policy, where we are committed to promoting the health, safety, and well-being of all employees. This includes continuously improving working conditions throughout our facilities to prevent work-related injury, ill health, and other risks. To comply with regional occupational safety and health regulations and international labor standards, Amphenol's businesses act in 4 steps: to inform you of the potential hazards within the work environment, train you on safety procedures specific to your roles and responsibilities, provide you with the necessary equipment and tools to work safely, and to foster a safety culture rooted in critical thinking and continual improvement. Next, we will explore key health and safety concepts: hazard recognition, identifying potential risks before they cause harm; hazard control, strategies and best practices to eliminate or reduce risk; hazard communication, ensuring clear and effective communication about hazards and safety measures. By the end of this session, you'll have the knowledge and tools to identify, mitigate, and communicate workplace hazards effectively. Hazard recognition is a proactive risk management technique that involves identifying and addressing potential hazards before they result in a safety incident. A hazard is anything that has the potential to cause harm. It might be something obvious, like a wet floor, exposed wiring, or heavy machinery. But sometimes hazards are less noticeable. They could be ergonomic risks, repetitive tasks that strain muscles, or even mental health challenges like excessive stress. So why is hazard recognition important? The sooner we can recognize a hazard, the sooner we can prevent an incident. When we fail to identify potential risks, we increase the chance that someone could get hurt or that work could be disrupted. By remaining vigilant and aware of your surroundings, you can play a key role in protecting yourself, your coworkers, and the company as a whole. So how can you yourself recognize hazards? The first step in recognizing hazards is to be mindful of your surroundings. Whether you're on the production floor, in an office, or driving a company vehicle, always be aware of what's happening around you. If something doesn't seem right, let's take a closer look. Also, know the common hazards, the first of which are physical hazards. These are most common and include things like tripping hazards, electrical risks, moving machinery, and falling objects. The second are ergonomic hazards, which arise from how your workplace is set up. Repetitive motions, uncomfortable workstations, or heavy lifting can lead to strain and injury. The third are chemical hazards. These may pose potential risks, so be aware of the potential risks when handling these cleaning agents or solvents, various chemicals, and always use proper protective equipment and follow handling guidelines. Psychosocial hazards such as stress, long hours, or harassment in the workplace can affect mental well-being. It's important to recognize these risks and communicate any concerns you may have to your supervisor. And finally, environmental hazards in the workplace safety refers to any external factor in the work environment that can pose potential harm to employees, property, or the environment itself. These risks can arise from poor indoor air quality, inadequate lighting, noise, and ventilation issues. As leaders in the electronics industry, we recognize the importance of continuously working towards a higher standard of occupational health and safety by eliminating hazards and reducing risks. To protect workers from hazards, we focus our efforts on applying the hierarchy of controls, a method of identifying and ranking control methods based upon their effectiveness. The framework includes the following methods listed from most to least effective. The first being elimination, which completely removes the hazard from the workplace. As an example, if a piece of machinery is causing harmful emissions, eliminating the machinery entirely or redesigning the process to not need that machine would be most effective at mitigating the hazard. The second option, substitution, replaces a hazardous substance or process with a less hazardous one. For example, using water-based paints instead of solvent-based paints reduces exposure to harmful fumes. Third, engineering controls isolate people from the hazard through physical means. As an example, installing ventilation systems to remove airborne contaminants or using barriers to separate workers from dangerous machinery further isolates the employee from the hazard. The fourth, administrative controls, change the way people work through policies, procedures, and training. As an example, implementing shift rotation reduces the amount of time each worker is exposed to a hazard. And then finally, personal protective equipment, PPE, provides workers with equipment to protect them from hazards. Though this method is the least effective because it relies on human behavior and proper usage, providing gloves, helmets, goggles, and respirators to workers further decreases employees' exposure to hazardous materials. With the knowledge of the hierarchy, you can help us make informed decisions about how to handle hazards. We encourage you to be an active participant with your EHS representative in evaluating available options, choosing the most effective control measures, and communicating these ideas to supervisors. Be a part of the process. Recognizing hazards is only a piece of the puzzle. Communicating those observations is key. A near miss is an unplanned event that did not result in injury, illness, or damage, but that had the potential to do so. Most preventable harm is preceded by a string of related near misses. They offer valuable revelations into our vulnerabilities and opportunities for improvement. Using a proactive safety approach, detecting and correcting the root causes of near misses, we can prevent future adverse events. That's why making near misses known is so important. Each near miss provides insight into our processes and practices, real-world examples that can be used in training and development programs, helping to educate and prepare our team for similar situations in the future. By analyzing these events, we can continuously improve our operations and ensure that we are always striving for a safer workplace. Open communication about near misses fosters a culture of safety where everyone feels responsible and empowered to speak up about potential risks. It is a collective effort, a collective commitment to each other's well-being. By addressing these near misses, our businesses can prevent smaller issues from growing into major safety incidents, thereby maintaining a safer work environment. As a valued member of our Amphenol community, you play a vital role in the business's cycle of continual improvement. Therefore, it's imperative that if you see something, say something. Now, how can each Amphenolian feel empowered to drive this accountability? Safety and action. And this refers to active implementation of safety protocols, practices, and behaviors to prevent accidents, injuries, or other unsafe conditions in the workplace. It emphasizes not just the awareness of safety rules, but the consistent and proactive application of those rules in real-time situations. Amphenol, as I've mentioned, encourages worker consultation and participation in the development of occupational health and safety controls and risk management programs. Employees are expected to have ownership of their safety, without which no safety action can be effective or sustainable. So by taking ownership of safety, you help prevent accidents before they happen, protecting not only yourself, but your colleagues, friends, and the broader community. So to demonstrate this ownership and engagement in safety, always be on the lookout for potential hazards, whether it's a spill that needs cleaning, equipment that's malfunctioning, or a procedure that seems unsafe. If you see something, say something. And I will reiterate that again and again. Never hesitate to voice your concerns about safety. Your input is not only welcome, but essential. And we are here to listen and act upon your feedback. Also, follow procedures. Adhering to safety protocols is fundamental. These procedures are in place to protect you. Make sure you understand them, follow them, and encourage others to do so as well. Your participation strengthens our safety culture and ensures that our policies and practices are practical and effective. And look out for one another. If you see a colleague that's doing something unsafe, respectfully and kindly remind them of the correct procedure. We're all in this together, and supporting each other is key to maintaining a safe workplace. To further your business's safety policies, we will drive into more specific risks found in the workplace and how you can be empowered through safety actions. Machine safeguards, such as physical barriers, light curtains, or two-hand controls, are essential because they serve as the first line of defense to protect workers from various hazards associated with machinery operation. To ensure that you are protected from machine hazards, only operate machines if trained and authorized to do so. Inspect machines before starting any operation to identify moving parts, hazardous actions, or motions that could cause contact. And if you notice a damaged or malfunctioning machine safeguard, immediately stop work and report the issue to a supervisor. Never remove or tamper with a machine safeguard unless authorized and the machine is properly stopped and de-energized. When service or maintenance on equipment is performed, accidental startup of machinery or uncontrolled release of energy can present high risks. To mitigate this risk, the equipment must be fully de-energized and isolated. To ensure machinery is properly shut off and unable to start while maintenance or repair work is performed, only carry out interventions when trained and authorized. Ensure all energy sources, electrical, mechanical, hydraulic, pneumatic, chemical, are identified before an intervention. Confirm hazardous energy sources are isolated, locked, and tagged. Release all residual energy and test to ensure that there is no stored energy left. And don't remove any lock put in place by others. One person, one lock, one tag. The incorrect use, storage, and removal of dangerous substances can seriously harm people through intoxication, burns, fire, and explosions. To ensure safer handling of dangerous chemicals, only handle dangerous substances when trained and authorized. Become familiar with informational sources such as chemical labels and safety data sheets, also known as SDSs. Use the proper personal protective equipment when handling chemicals, including when cleaning leakages and spills. Keep dangerous substances that react with one another, are incompatible with one another, separated. And transport and store dangerous substances safely according to the label or SDS. Proper lifting and material handling techniques are essential for preventing workplace injuries, particularly musculoskeletal disorders. To prevent injury, plan ahead. Assess the weight of the object and ensure that it's within your lifting capacity. Clear your path to avoid tripping or sudden movements. And if the load is too heavy, ask for help or use lifting equipment. Mechanical aids such as hand trucks, dollies, forklifts, hoists, lift tables, increase safety, but also improve productivity, especially when handling heavy or awkward loads over long distances. And though PPE does not replace proper lifting techniques, wearing PPE such as safety gloves and shoes enhances safety, particularly in environments with physical and environmental hazards present. And the proper technique, please be cognizant of that. Stand close to your load, so position yourself close to the object to maintain balance and avoid overstretching. Keep your feet shoulder width apart for a stable base of support. Squat down by bending at the knees and hips, not bending your back. Keep your back straight and your chest up. And then engage your abdominal muscles to support your spine and prevent strain on your lower back. Lift by straightening your legs and keeping your back aligned. Do not twist or jerk your body as you lift, and keep the load close to your center of gravity to reduce strain on your back. Using these techniques can make lifting safer and more efficient while protecting you from unnecessary strain and injury. When using hand tools, improper handling or maintenance can lead to serious injuries like cuts, lacerations, or burns. To mitigate this risk, always inspect tools before use, follow proper handling procedures, and wear appropriate PPE. Safety in action include only use hand tools if trained and authorized. Inspect tools before use to ensure that they are in good condition and free from defects. Report any damage or wear immediately. Use each tool according to their intended purpose and follow the manufacturer's instructions. Handle tools with care, avoiding unnecessary force, and use appropriate techniques to minimize the risk of injury. And wear appropriate PPE, such as safety glasses, gloves, and protective clothing as required. Accidents involving powered industrial trucks, forklifts, pallet jacks, aerial lifts can cause serious harm. Misuse of or horseplay around powered industrial trucks can lead to severe injuries, especially when pedestrians are involved. The following actions ensure safer operations. As a pedestrian, stay out of PIT operating areas or stay behind a barrier and keep a safe distance. As a PIT operator, don't drive the vehicle if the vehicle did not pass the pre-shift inspection. Don't operate the PIT in reverse when visibility is restricted. Drive carefully around crossings, blind spots, and poor conditions. Don't allow passengers or lift people with the forklifts, and don't drive with the forklifts raised. Hot work activities like welding, grinding, and cutting can cause fires and explosions. To ensure safer hot work activities, use a hot work permit for all activities related to fire, sparks, heat, and high temperature, and put in place countermeasures, including a fire watch. Cross-check with the people involved, including a fire watch, that it is safe to start hot work activities. Don't perform hot work or introduce ignition sources in explosive atmosphere zones or in areas with flammable substance, and move activities to a suitable workshop. Use only certified equipment and PPE, and don't start without firefighting equipment present. Together, we can fortify a culture of safety where every employee feels empowered and responsible. A culture where safety is not just a compliance issue, but a core value that defines how we work and interact. Remember, recognize risk, communicate near misses to upper management, and devote yourself to safety and action. Thank you for your attention, your commitment, and your continued dedication.